We'll do it live! Fuck it! We'll do it live! Fuck it!
It would make me happy.
Got a couple balls and an extra set of fingers?
Naughty, naughty!
Carrying balls.
Hillary Clinton is one of the most disgusting human beings on the planet.
Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
And a lot of, I think I heard that India just a little while ago is going to be dropping its tariffs very substantially. And I said, why didn't somebody do this a long time ago? A lot of countries are going to be dropping their tariffs.
But also what happened in France today, Mr. President, Marine Le Pen, the far-right leader, got convicted in court and is now banned from running for office for 5 years. Do you have a comment?
That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. I know all about it, and a lot of people thought she wasn't going to be convicted of anything, and I don't know if it means conviction, but she was banned for running for 5 years, and she's the leading candidate. That sounds like this country. That sounds very much like this country. Okay, anybody else?
That's right, America. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this is the Lost Art of Common Sense. As always, we are brought to you by our merch shop, so buy our shit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that too, you know, like, it's not just a catchphrase, everybody. Go to our store, buy something.
It's very fashionable. We wear something every week. This shirt's covered in bullets.
Sorry, Top, but I have plans for tomorrow night, so we had to do this early, or Josh is just going to do this by himself, maybe with Matt. I don't know.
His buddy's mom's put on a birthday party, and he has to go.
Yes, you are, buddy. Yes, you are.
You are, Jared.
This week we are talking about Lawfare, as you heard President Trump discuss there in that opening video. Not just in this country, but in all these democratic societies. So, you know, Josh, anything you want to get to before we start this main topic?
Yes, actually, I do. I have to make a correction from last week. It is not an 8.5 blackout. It's 8.6. So, there, I corrected myself.
You see, we correct ourselves when we're wrong.
I was wrong, and I'm like, dang it, I'm stupid.
Everybody
know about guns, but that's a brand new cartridge, and I'm never going to buy it. So,
just because you're not doesn't mean other people wouldn't have tried.
Like, what the hell? No, I don't. Yeah. I want the 8.5.
Right. I'm just saying because of you.
Yes, it's 8.6 blackout.
There you go.
Little correction. I've been admonished.
So, Josh, yeah, we're talking about lawfare, and we're going to talk about what Trump was talking about there. Marine Le Pen was put in prison. Well, she's sentenced to prison for 4 years and was banned from office for 5. She was on track to become the next president of France. Coincidentally, she was right-leaning. Any thoughts on this?
Well, so she was sentenced for 4 years. She's getting 2 years house arrest and then like 2 years served or some shit. This is how you lead your country into a civil war.
Yeah.
Because once you take away the people's ability to decide at the voting box, which is you voting is you using your voice. Now, you can go around and debate and talk to people, talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends, go door to door for a person you're campaigning for, and be one of those annoying asses. I don't care if you're on the right or left. I don't want to talk to you.
I do not.
Because I do my homework and I already know who I'm voting for. Generally, well in advance, like a year in advance, unless something really
easily.
jacked up happens. Or the person I pick doesn't make the primary. But especially in a country like France, which, yeah, they're not the most intimidating country in the world, even though I guess they have some of the most nukes over in that part of the country. But they're not really known as like, watch out for France, mostly because how they rolled over for the Germans or got rolled by the Germans. But they are known for one thing, Kevin.
Giving up?
Shit tons of revolutions.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's what that kind of shit leads to. I don't know what would have happened if they actually got Trump kicked off the ballot or got him jailed. But when you start removing people's choice and their ability to pick who their leaders are, you're heading toward violence and revolution.
Speaking of these democratic countries, Brazil has banned opposition parties from running. So is Romania. Ukraine won't even run an election. Is this becoming a worldwide problem? And what do you blame it on if it is?
Well,
I skipped a question on purpose so it would flow better.
Is Brazil the one where
every party that's been banned so far has been right-leaning and popular?
But didn't they have a somewhat conservative president for this last one? Is that the one? Is that the one I'm thinking of, or am I thinking?
Yeah, the last one. I think the last election.
Where is Rio
de Janeiro, Brazil? I think.
Yeah, if that's it, then yeah, that's why he's banning everybody, because the current president got bankrolled by China, and a bunch of dumbasses either got paid for the votes or they got brainwashed into thinking this is the guy I want. Got elected, found out pretty fast that that was a dumbass idea. So in order to keep them in power, they're banning other parties. But I know that China had a big to-do with that dude getting elected because he's pro-communist.
Yeah, I'm sure.
These other countries, I think it's all part of the. I wouldn't be surprised if you went back to a lot of these countries where the funding comes from, and it's going to have something to do with the World Economic Forum and people that push globalism.
So you think it's because of globalists that this is happening? Do you think globalists try to do it in this country? I don't know if I have a question on this, but I'm just going to ask it now. Do you think globalists try to push President Trump out?
Yes.
Yes.
I think globalists are the ones bankrolling all the bullshit that's going on in this country.
I agree. Now, in a democracy, do you believe any political party, no matter what, should be banned from running for office? If it's the people's voice, should any kind of party be banned?
Well, in our country, there's only two.
I know. But no, we do have other parties that just don't make a dent because we have
No, literally, we have a two-party system. That's the type of government we have.
Yeah.
We are not a parliamentary system. We have a Democrat, Republican Party, and you have subsets, but they're going to fall into one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, just like technically, I think
by that I was
Rand
wondering
Paul,
if you were
isn't
talking
he an independent technically?
Yeah, because
But he's a libertarian.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Parliamentary systems are stupid.
They are.
They dilute the vote.
Mm-hmm. Where somebody with 20% can win.
Yeah, I mean they're stupid. If anybody gave a shit about their country, I mean, I don't mind the two-party system, not when it's totally polarized like ours is now, because it does keep a kind of a check and balance. But anything more than that, that's a big end now. If you're talking about like ideas or like, do I?
Well, no. Let's talk about like not like. Yeah, most of the Europe is parliamentary system. Canada's parliamentary. Should any of those systems, like any of those political parties, be banned? If you were a true democracy, should they be banned?
No.
No, because the people's voice is what matters, right?
But in order for you to allow that, you also had to allow free, unfeathered speech.
Agreed. And none of these countries have a freedom of speech.
So in that case, you might as well just have a revolution.
You might as well have communism because
I don't mind some I don't mind people. I mean, I feel like they're ill-informed and living in pie in the sky, head in the clouds, sniffing unicorn farts. But if you want to be a communist or a socialist or whatever, and that's your bag, cool, whatever. And I'm not going to silence somebody from trying to spread that. But it's easy to stop with communication. It's not hard to blow holes in a frickin' communist or socialist mindset or their ideas for the future.
Agreed, but if you don't have freedom of speech, I guess you can.
Yeah, now if you don't have, and we don't really have freedom of speech in this country. I mean, literally, like as far as, and the weird thing is like, it's a little more free now, which is almost annoying to the point where now Facebook is just full of fake shit.
Oh, I know.
Which I never really got my news from. If it doesn't come from very specific, like vetted sources, I could really give a shit what the story or headline says. But the mainstream media and the newspapers push whatever the Democrats literally tell them to do. And then so we don't have a fair communication system in this because like the media is not fair.
No, it's definitely not.
So that's a huge problem. That's why
but that's a huge problem for the media too, because you can see the numbers of these cable news networks anymore, these local, even like local news like NBC, ABC, they're all in the tank.
Well, if RFK bans medical ads on television, all the mainstream media outlets will fail.
Yeah. And I hope he does because they're dumb. Like
it's literally the only thing keeping them alive.
Yeah, if you even watch, like, if you watch Fox News, you watch CNN, you watch MSNBC, 3/4 of the ads will be pharmaceutical ads.
Yeah, and a lot of them on Fox News are about bent dongs. Just a bunch of bent vegetables.
I guess that's something.
Do you have a kink in your dink? Take this pill.
You have a right angle pickle?
It's like, so did they do some kind of like, data research to find out that a lot of their viewers have bent wangs, or what the hell's up with this constantly reoccurring ad?
Man, hey man, what's going on?
But
my
then
wiener's
begging for my
wiener's
pillow
bent. Well,
commercials.
you should be watching Fox News to figure out what that drug is.
Stand in one urinal and piss in the other. But they'll be
Put
begging
this
for
news in
my pillow ads at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it would all be My Pillow ads. I mean, I don't know who else. You don't really see any.
There are way too many drug commercials on every freaking channel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not only are they a lot, but they're long. Like, I just got to the point now, if I'm watching live TV, which I really try not to, I try to DVR everything, I just put it on mute as soon as the commercials come on.
What did I see yesterday? Like, I was at the bar yesterday, and the TV was like, got on right before, like, there's some songs playing, like, right before somebody else put a new song on the touch tunes. And, like, all of a sudden I just heard, can cause warts on the anus. I was like, what?
It's also
like,
weird.
That's one of the side effects. I'm like, why would you? I don't know what this is for. Like, Flonase?
Well, there's a lot of medications, for whatever reason, causes a rash on your gooch.
I do not want a rash on my gooch.
And they used to say perineum all the time, and now they say between your anus and your genitals. Apparently, people don't know what a perineum is, okay?
I'm guessing. I wonder if they had to, so people would actually know. Like, I
if
know they
people
have
know, say taint or gooch.
Like, one of the things they did, like, I think back in the 90s, was they made it to where they had to read all the side effects.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want to see one guy at the end of the commercial with, like, the side effects. Like, he's just itching his gooch.
He just has them all.
I just can't stop itching his gooch the whole time through the commercial.
Going to town with an old corn cob. But now, I mean, it's just, we're one of two countries in the world that allow that shit. And then it gets everybody self-diagnosing themselves.
Oh, I know.
So, yeah.
But like I said, I mean, the media is, not trustworthy anymore. It's being shown by just how many people are watching it.
It's being shown by all the people getting these book deals about Biden.
Oh, I know.
And it's not the people that have been pointing out that Biden wasn't right for his
4
entire
years.
presidency. It's all the assholes that were covering for him that are now coming out and telling tell-alls. It's like, Okay, so you're coming out and proving that you lied to the American people.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, and that's how communism and socialism spread. That's the only way that idea spreads is teachers teach it in their school because they don't live in reality. They live in academic dumbassedness. And then it can't be challenged.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how those, now if you can challenge them and you have freedom of debate and freedom of speech, yeah. I mean, I'm not about banning anything. I think socialism and communism is a horrible idea and
Yeah, but
has led
argue
to
it.
probably more deaths in the history of humanity than anything else. I feel like you should
mosquitoes.
No. I feel like you should
I
take
think
that
mosquitoes
idea.
are the number one killer of humanity.
Well, whatever. Because mosquitoes are socialists. They're takers. Just saying.
The old Hitler mosquito.
They're literally sucking the lifeblood.
That is true. That is socialism. It does suck the lifeblood out of any economy or any
So I'm just saying.
country.
But like, if somebody wants to have those beliefs, cool. I want to have the right to completely destroy their worldview.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of fun doing it. I'm polite about doing it. We had a communist on the show. We were very polite. Did a very good job of dismantling, I feel,
I agree.
most of his
You should
arguments.
watch that episode with Mr. Jones X. It was a good episode.
I think I threw him off when I jumped back on and started talking about aliens, but
Yeah, you threw everybody off.
it's part of my. It's just a tool in the old tool bag.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. We talking about aliens? What are we talking about?
Yeah. You talk about Egypt and pyramids. We talk about aliens then, right?
It's like I'm just saying. So yeah, I
So-
mean, I don't feel like you should ban anybody, but if it's a bad idea, it shouldn't be that hard to dismantle.
Agreed.
And chuck.
So has lawfare been going on since the birth of politics, you think? And we just noticed, like recently, due to the craziness of the Trump campaign, trying to get him off ballots, assassination attempts, trying to put him in prison, or has this always been going on and we just been oblivious to it? Because maybe it hasn't been going on here so much, but maybe the rest of the world.
I think you could. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that people have been jailing their opponents or anybody who threatens their status and power since forever.
Yeah.
They either jailed him or killed him, but that shit's literally been going on
killed
forever.
Julius Caesar.
That was because he was a dick. That wasn't like,
Et tu, Brute?
yeah. They killed him because he was an asshole.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think.
also they wanted
I never
power.
knew the guy.
Yeah, he made a pretty good salad, man. That's what I
I know. The salad's delicious.
It is delicious. So there's nothing wrong with a little Caesar salad.
But yeah, I think people who are interested in a mass majority of the people on the planet are all about living their lives and doing the best for them with what they can. And then there's a handful of assholes who think they know better than everybody else and they want to be in a seat of power and they will do whatever they can to get it and keep it.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think politicians get into politics? Do you think a person gets into politics to do good or to better their lives, their own lives? What would you say is, do you think it starts that way? And do you think it changes over time? Or do you think a person will go in just for, take as much as they can, then leaving?
I think some people get into politics because they want to, like some people just love how government works, politics, the system, and they want to get in there, do their best, and over time probably get compromised here or there and then end up becoming a piece of shit. I think other people literally try to become, look at the congressmen now. They make $200,000 a year and somehow become multimillionaires, and I guarantee you there's a lot of people that literally just run for the clout to say that they're a congressman or senator and for the money. And then there are a handful of people that literally do it for the love of country.
What?
I would say it's a 50-50 between the people who started for the right reason and became a douche and the douches.
So, Let's say if you had the chance, what reason would you get into politics?
If like federal level,
Yes.
um,
Let's just say a House member.
I would run for Congress. And the reason why I would run for Congress is because my specific congressman, he votes good. I think he's an Air Force veteran. He votes for everything he should. But I feel like if you're a congressman from Texas, you should be well known and kind of an asshole.
See, I'd rather have my
An
congressman
asshole
not
for
known
freedom.
and just vote correctly. The ones that are loud, like let's say,
Now, I'm not talking about Matt Gaetz or anything like that. Like, I'm going to represent. And that's why it ticks me off when people refer to people in Washington as leaders. There is one leader in Washington. That's it. One leader, the president. Everyone else, other than the VP, and that's technically a cabinet member, so that doesn't really count, is a representative. Like, they are not our leaders. They are representatives. So if you have some dumbass in Washington who comes off like an idiot, I just assume everybody in that person's district is an idiot.
exactly.
But they're like, I'm a congressman. I don't give a shit. For one, you're not my congressman. And two, don't care.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, if I was in like AOC's district, I just assume they're all like that.
Well, they have to be. She's been reelected like, at least 3 times, if not 4.
Yeah. It
So,
just
yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, I think she's.
How someone can run off Amazon, cost thousands of good paying jobs, get reelected, that says a lot about the people in your district.
Yeah, that they. I never get this. I never get why people.
So you probably like my congressman because, like I said, I had to look up to see who he was. Got a good voting record, but nobody knows who he is.
I mean,
I don't even know who he is.
I think you know who he is, right?
I forgot his name. He's very forgettable.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think Congress people should represent their districts more by visiting their districts more. I mean, it just seems like I haven't met my congresswoman, or not, like, I not personally meet. I don't expect her to come over or anything. But I mean, like, I don't even know if she's ever, like, done anything other than around election time in my area. And I live in a pretty decent sized area, like, city for this. I live in the biggest city in our district.
He's only been a representative since 2021. I wonder who he replaced. Ronnie Jackson.
Ronnie Jackson.
I mean, I like the name.
That's a pretty cool game.
I'm Ronnie Jackson, and I'm here to vote for shit. And I'm going to vote good and hard.
I think I would just vote, That's it. I mean,
Here's what I do think. I think our representatives need to spend a hell of a lot more time in their districts talking to their people.
yeah. Do you think
There is
Congress-
not good communication. And it's like when they do these town halls, I would not allow, like, and people need to have civil, like even the Democrats, how they're getting hounded by their constituents and yelling. That's not going to do anything. Being a loudmouth, whiny, pain in the ass is not going to get anyone to listen to you or change anybody's mind. But they do need to, if your people in your district are pissed off, they need to have more town halls to explain to you. Like if I was a congressman, I would almost want to set up to where, here's the issue, have a town hall. What do you guys think? I'm your representative. I'll vote the way you guys want me to vote. If I disagree with what they want me to vote for, then we need to have more communication and I need to explain my case more.
Now,
These people
now,
just
hold
get
on, though,
elected and go.
because it's been shown that, like, Democrats are being paid to go into Republican town halls just to mess them up. Like
That's what I'm saying. As soon as anybody, I don't care if you're actual Republican, Democrat, an operative, once you become disruptive, you just get pulled out.
Yeah.
Because me, being me, even if it was a real constituent, once someone starts like getting a little loud and talking to me, I'm just not going to listen to them anyway.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, because this has been on my mind lately. Do you think there's too many committees in Congress?
Yes.
Agreed. Like, shouldn't they be voting more?
Well, I feel like we need to have a law audit and go through the books and see what all the laws that they have passed and clean up the books. And then we don't need to have congressmen in Washington all the fucking time.
No, I don't think that was the point of it.
No, back in the day, like they weren't.
Yeah.
They were
That's when
only
they
there.
took the trains.
They spent most of their time in their
And the
home districts
horses.
and then only went to Washington to vote.
Maybe a carriage, not a horse. Out there just riding horses.
Buggy.
Buggy. It's called a carriage, buddy. You're riding the carriages. But yeah, no, they weren't supposed to be in Washington all the time. I mean, they were supposed to be around their constituents for most of the time. So, all right. So you remember when Colorado, I think a couple other states tried to, ban Trump
From the ballot.
From the ballot. Do you think there's any sense in banning someone to save democracy? Because that was one of their reasons. Or does this run against the very thing democracy is based on? I know we're a republic, but this is just for,
I'm going to go with the latter.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree too, because, I mean, you can't
if you
save
can't
democracy
keep
by
a bad person out of office, then you have failed.
If there's that much evidence showing that he's a bad person, you should be able to prove that.
Not even just that. Like, if you can't beat them on the ideas, then sorry. That's the way it is. And if people make a bad decision, then they learn. I mean, that's a good thing and the bad thing about how our system works. I think having a change every 4 years creates instability, which could be a good or bad thing. But the fact that we're the world power for right now, and we have so
can't
much
do a
influence
long-term
on the-
plan because we don't have anything long-term.
Yeah, we can never do a long-term plan.
Like China's, I mean, that's one of China's fucking biggest ups on us is they can do long-term planning. I mean,
Well, that's what happens when you're under communist rule.
yes, agreed.
Their 100-year plan is for them to be the dominant superpower and economic power in the world. And I think was it 2035? I know they want to be ready militarily to do a large military offensive on Taiwan by 2027.
Good luck.
Well, that's why they're building their military up. I don't know if they'll do it, but we're not in a position right now to even think about trying to get into a long sustained war with China. I do believe that there isn't a country on the planet that can go toe to toe with the United States military, but that's if we go into war to win it.
Yeah, we never do anymore.
No, because of politics. Politics ruin everything. We could have won Vietnam. We could have won North Korea, but politics.
Yep.
Like they were literally trying to there was a judge that tried to block bombing runs. They didn't stop.
Yeah.
But the Supreme Court judge was like, "Oh, you got to stop bombing that blah." I'm like, "Yeah, okay. Know your role."
Yeah. You're not the fucking,
Once you started
Commander in
getting to
chief.
where soldiers have to be worried about what they do, now if you do obviously fucked up shit, but at the same time, if someone just goes over and starts doing it, I mean, I'm assuming war is horrible because, killing people and your friends dying. But war's war. You're never there's no such thing as a civilized war. I mean, the way the Europeans got all butthurt during the Revolutionary War, hi, you're not lining up in front of us. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, we'll be talking about this in a little bit.
But, yeah, that's coming up. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, no, but there's no such thing as civilized war. They used to, think of our, what are they called? Militias as, a bunch of non-gentlemanly trash because they would hide in the trees and shoot for the officers and, they wouldn't stand out
I
in the
think
line
for a
waiting to get
small
hit with
amount of
cannon
time
fodder.
there was a civilized war when they had muskets and shit. And they used to
It was still the dumbest shit. It's like, hey, we got these guns. Let's line up in front of each other and shoot at each other.
I know. No, it's dumb as hell. Like, if you're in the front row, you're like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah. Like, what the hell?
I didn't, cook his steak good enough, and now I'm up here. So,
I'm not sure what that means. You just leave them open, buddy.
I say close them.
Just let it all out. Just air it out.
Josh is a dragon fighter, so.
That was off a video. I was like, someone like how like Disney sets it up. All right, now you're fighting 2 dragons. Yeah. All right, so what were we talking about?
I'm just going to close this out now. This subject on lawfare. So not here really, but over in the EU, Brazil, stuff like that. How far do you have to logically jump from banning a party to becoming a communist country?
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Once the power has entrenched itself and like corrupted courts and stuff like that, there's only one way to correct that. And it's, there's a lot of people that were talking about, like, with all the messed up stuff going on with Trump and the overreach of the government and all this stuff, like, oh, let's just have a revolution, civil war, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, even if that happened, even if it was successful, it would fracture the country. Our country was not right for a long time after the Civil War.
Yeah.
So, like, that is really something that needs to be avoided at all costs. But, like, people that keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Now, and over there, it's not that hard. They banned guns. Now they're, working their ways down to butter knives. So, at some point, there's nothing you can do.
Well, they got ninja swords, so.
Well, for now.
All you ninjas out there over in England. America loves you.
But no, there's like, that's why it's so important to like not give up your rights.
Yeah.
Especially on the 2A one, because without that one, none of the other ones mean shit.
Exactly.
And
what
that's
are you
why
going to do?
the one thing, well, there's probably a couple things, but the dumbest ass thing, there's 2 horrendously stupid things that Reagan did. The NFA Act on machine guns.
Yep.
And granting amnesty.
Yeah, amnesty was definitely dumb.
Those are 2 of the dumbest ass things you could think, and you would think a Democrat did, and Reagan did both of them.
Yeah. Because amnesty pretty much turned California blue forever.
Yeah, and it created a constant magnet for people to come here illegally. Because it's like, well, all I got to do is wait long enough. That's why amnesty cannot even be a possibility. I don't care if someone's been here for 50 years.
I think what I see, that in 2030, the census are going to shift. California is going to lose 4, electoral votes. I think Texas is going to gain 4. I think Minnesota is going to lose 2. New York's going to lose like 3. Then I think Florida's going to gain like 6. Then
I just hope it's because of Republicans leaving Democrat states, not the other way
I don't
around.
think that's it either.
I can't make any money here. I'm going to go here and
You
take
see
my
how close
ideology
sometimes
with me.
you see how fucking blue Austin is in Texas.
Austin's always been blue.
Yeah,
Texas used to be blue,
I know. And California used to be red.
and they flipped.
Yeah.
I don't get. Well, back in the day, though, like Democrats and Republicans weren't all that different. The ideological gap wasn't as big.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could have a blue state, but it's not like it meant today.
No, but I mean, what have I had to do with racism?
Well, yeah. Democrats historically and still today have always been the party of racism.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever going to change, and there's never been a switch.
Well, I mean, they're more secret about it. They're just,
They just changed the tone. They're like, "Hey, I know. We'll call everybody else racist." They're projectors.
Yeah, and they come up with like they want to, like I've heard like a few different Democrats talk about. I mean, going back to segregation.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
Stupid.
All right, well, that's all I had on our main topic. So let's go to winners and losers.
All right.
In my book, you're a winner too.
I think you're a loser.
Josh, as always, we start with the negative. Who's your loser?
Oh, it could be surprising, but my loser is Pam Bondi.
Yeah, why is that?
Mostly because I'm a huge 2A advocate. Not a radicalized one. I just believe in the Second Amendment. I like guns. I think everyone should have them. She is anti-gun. She's never been pro-gun. She's on tape during Trump's first administration planting a bunch of bullshit ideas, and she hasn't done what she was supposed to do, as far as going through the laws and see where the federal overreach on the Second Amendment rights has been, and she just keeps getting an extension. So I'm a little irked at Trump about that too. Plus, there was, I should have looked up their names and I didn't, but there was a person in the Navy, a Navy vet who's been sentenced to prison for 20 years, has been in prison for about 38 months, I think.
Yep.
He was prosecuted for selling machine guns. The feds raided his house, found like a shell of a gun. So let's say, I'm not exactly sure what the gun would be, but like last week when we were talking about AR-15s, it'd be like a lower and an upper, but nothing in it. Something kind of to that effect. And then they crammed a bunch of shit in it and tried to say it was a full auto, and they couldn't get it to operate that. And they must have prosecuted him in Washington or D.C. or something.
I'm sure.
He was sentenced, and he didn't have any full autos or anything. He was selling parts. Like, it was more like historical parts.
That's fucking crazy.
So he should be pardoned. I think that guy should have been pardoned before the Jan 6 people were pardoned.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I agree.
And then another dude, there's two dudes that were selling these business cards that had, it's an auto sear that was laser etched. Like all the pieces of an auto sear that were laser etched into like the size of a business card. It wasn't a punch out card. It was a novelty item. Now, granted, you could Dremel it out, I guess. But it's for a very specific gun, and it has to be bent in a very specific manner in order to work.
Did it have instructions how to bend on it?
No. It was literally just a picture lasered on it, and it said novelty item on the card. So that guy got arrested for selling auto sears, kind of like the guy who this one was kind of bogus because there was a guy selling coat hooks on Etsy.
Yeah.
Where you pulled a pin out in the hook part. Incidentally, if you were to drop it in the back of your AR where your safety is, it turns to full auto. But it was a coat hook. It's kind of like if you order any of these Chinese-made clean catching cans,
Yeah.
you were 1,000% going, if you order that, you were going to have a knock on your door.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they just happen to look a lot like a suppressor.
Is it called a clean catching can?
Yeah, they say it's for when you're cleaning your barrel, you can thread it onto the end of the barrel and then dump all the cleaner through it, and then it catches it.
Oh.
Yeah. And they may or may not have a dimple dead center in the middle of the cap. So you may know where to drill a hole for getting all the cleaner out.
Well, I mean, that's just practical.
But yeah, that's what they're called. They're like clean catch cans. But they're just cheap ass aluminum suppressors.
Do you not have a suppressor?
You can, but these you could just order and have them shipped to your house.
Can you not have regular suppressors?
In order to have a suppressor, you have to fill out an NFA application, pay the $200 tax stamp, wait for the background check to... Now, the guys at the ATF, even though I think it's bullshit and you shouldn't have to do this for anything, especially a fucking suppressor, but it used to take anywhere from 7 to 14 months to get your shit approved.
Why do you... Hold on, though. Why do you need anything for a suppressor? It's not a
because they
firearm.
put suppressors on the NFA list because they're scary.
Yeah, but they're not...
Because bad people use... You know why? Because of Hollywood.
Because Hollywood made them look like a lot better than they are.
Yeah, there's... The only gun that you can get that is Hollywood quiet is a 22.
Yeah.
You can make a 300 blackout Hollywood quiet as far as you're not going to hear the blast, but you're going to hear the action of the gun. Like it's none of those like pew, 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 pew. You can get a 22 about that quiet.
Yeah.
But it's a
22's
very
not very loud
long
anyway,
suppressor.
so...
But yeah, you can make a decent suppressor with a fucking 2-liter Coke bottle.
Yeah.
Not saying we've ever done that. That would be illegal.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. But maybe I've watched a YouTube video or two.
Well, there was that Guns and Gear guy made a suppressor out of a diesel oil filter. It actually, because you can, what you can do is you can buy, it used to be, I don't know if you can get them anymore. You used to be able to buy kits where you would get everything in the mail and then you fill out a Form 1, which takes, even back when it took forever, it takes 2 weeks to get back. You carve a serial number in it and you say, this is my homemade suppressor. And then once you get your tax stamp, you can drill the hole in it. And this guy did the one with a diesel filter.
Yeah.
Those big long ones that go on the
Yep.
Power Strokes and shit. And it works okay until they catch on fire. But that's why I just think, well, then, like, she just, and this could be because of other people, but like, it does seem like she's doing more now. But like, I don't care. Like, my focus is on the 2A stuff. And she hasn't done what she was supposed to. I know she's not pro-gun. She can say whatever she wants. Her past does not say that. So that's why she's my loser.
It's a good reason. And I
Yeah,
still
it
think
is.
it's stupid that any accessory to a gun should be put on any kind of.
Well, here's the
ban.
problem, too, because I think they dropped it, but Biden's DOJ was trying to say that suppressors were not protected by the Second Amendment. Therefore, they could be banned, and there's nothing you can do about it. So we actually want them to, like, they said they weren't firearms or something like that. So currently what is making them regulated is also protecting them from being banned.
Huh.
Because they're not firearms.
No.
It is 100% a firearm accessory, which is required in most foreign countries because guns can be loud and annoying. So they actually require, in a lot of European countries, that you use a suppressor when firing a gun outside.
Personally, I don't think there should be any kind of ban on any kind of gun or any type of military weapon
No.
other than nuclear.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Because who can afford uranium these days anyway?
Or I guess a ballistic missile would also.
Why not?
Because Austin, you're just like, I'm just going to light the fuse and point it towards China.
I don't know. We're supposed to be able to have a standing. See,
Well, fuck it.
you can make an argument that anything that could be used intercontinentally could be banned.
Yeah, because I
the
think
whole
that goes under
purpose-
FAA, right?
Well, and it's not even that. The whole purpose of the Second Amendment was to have a standing army capable of fighting off any foreign invaders or a tyrannical
Yeah,
government.
so I mean, I guess if you,
theoretically,
if you thought somebody was, well, technically, if you're on the East Coast, let's say China, we're coming over. You'd be like, I'm gonna go ahead and get them on the old West Coast right
if
there
we
at the
were
beach.
a properly armed nation, it wouldn't matter.
Just say maybe it's like there's that one guy be like, I'm gonna shoot
yeah,
my missile
theoretically,
over to
you
the West
wouldn't-
Coast.
Now, theoretically, you would need aircraft carriers. You would need jets for air support, all that stuff. Heavy artillery, all
Yep.
that stuff.
Definitely tanks.
I think all of that. Anything for land warfare or air support, 100% people should be able to own without high restriction.
Yeah.
But I can see a reasoning behind, like, banning certain things that the military has that we don't need. Because there are also certain things that the military is not going to use on its own people. You would hope.
You would hope.
Because if they did, then you're just destroying the country anyway. So when you're in charge of nothing, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you mean like the old, what is that? The one that Trump dropped on Syria.
Oh, the Moab?
Moab.
Mother of all bombs.
Yeah.
That's the fuck around and find out bomb.
Exactly. So, yeah. My loser is the Social Security Administration. Well, the previous, Social Security Administration. One, there was a guy who was selling a bunch of Social Security numbers to illegals.
Yeah, apparently over 100,000, like 400,000.
Yeah. There's been people with, I don't know if those are some of the people that were over 120 years old. I think there might be one person who's actually close to 120, but I don't know if there's anybody over 120.
I think there's someone up to 150.
No.
Yeah, pretty sure.
You mean a live person?
No, there isn't a person on the planet that's other than pre-flood. That's
I
lived
thought you
over
meant like there's a
120.
person in like our country that's 150 or close to.
No, I don't think there's a
No,
person
they
on
had
the
people
planet
like
that's
up to 200
120.
and some years old.
Yeah, pre-flood.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's the Social Security Administration has just been ran like hot garbage. And Congress is also part of this because, they borrow against it. and put a bunch of IOUs in it. And that's really the reason we're not going to have, Social Security.
I think people literally believe that there's like a bank account that is Social Security, and that's where their money goes. Yeah, it's a general fund.
Yeah. So is
And it's
Medicaid and
not
Medicare. So you don't think they've dipped into that?
Give me my buyout. I already know I'm not going to get it, and I'll be fine.
Just put my rest of my money into like a non-governmental source. That's what we should have done. If we would have put it in when Bush first decided, we'd be like 40 times richer than we are right now.
Should have put it all on Shib Emu.
That's right. I don't think coins were around back then in 2004.
No, they weren't.
So, Josh, who's your winner?
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher?
For the sole purpose that he accepted in the invitation and went to the White House. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. I mean, at least he's kind of open-minded, or at least,
Well, he's an example of someone that we cannot continue as a country as divided as we are. So it's an example of somebody like saying, okay, well, and he's talked more shit about Trump than anybody. So it's an example of somebody trying to at least go in and see what it's about. And I mean, I don't know. I'll be interested to see what he says on a show, but I don't think there's anybody that's met Trump face to face that didn't like him.
That's exactly what Kid Rock said. Kid Rock was there when Bill Maher came.
Yeah, he was jamming out on that very old, very expensive piano.
Yeah, so
I wonder if he asked, "Hey man, look at this piano.
Look, there's a piano. I'm gonna go play it." But no, like Kid Rock was like, "Hey, yeah, no, they seemed like they were really getting along by the end there." He's like, "I've never met anybody who talked to President Trump and not liked him when they left."
Yeah, but now as far as other things go, like he was on a podcast kind of talking. He was on his own podcast getting interviewed by, is it Chris Cuomo, the guy who's on TV?
Probably.
Whoever, yeah, because Andrew Cuomo was the governor.
Yeah, he's running for New York mayor right now, Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, he's going to lose. I think Derek Adams is going to win. Maybe not, but I think he'll lose. But like he was on there and he was sitting there talking about Gavin Newsom saying, I think Gavin Newsom's coming around. I think what he's doing is wonderful. I'm like, are you stupid? That whole thing is a con job. He is like the quintessential politician.
Oh, Gavin Newsom, yeah.
Just greasy as fuck. He's literally doing it so he can remove himself from blame, turn around, blame his party. That's what he does.
You know what the fuck, who wins? Middle America, or, or not independents, but like middle right, middle left are the ones voting. I mean, they're the majority of America. Like you said, they're the ones that want to fucking just have government not be affecting their lives. They just want to go to work, pay their bills, drink a beer, whatever, play video games, watch TV, whatever they want to do. They don't want to worry about all this governmental bullshit.
Well, that's what takes me off about him. Even like Bill Maher, it's like he's thinking like, I think he literally believes, while he does bitch about Gavin Newsom all the time, he literally believes, yeah, Gavin Newsom's coming around. No, he 100% is not.
No.
And it takes me off when he has right-leaning people on his show and nobody ever really pushes him on it. It's like, I know that we're not the most popular podcast in the world, but have me on your show and we'll have a good old time. And I'll be respectful.
Why'd you say this? Why'd you say this? Why are you doing this? Why are you allowing your state to run this way if this is what you believe?
I don't think I've gotten so many backhanded
why are you signing
all in my life.
Why are you signing all these insane laws and bills if this is the way you believe? Why aren't you vetoing them?
Yeah, it's like, well,
it's not hard to push back.
That's what Bill Maher was bitching about, like having to get 2 inspections that you had to pay for his roof. And he's like, what the hell does it matter? It's my roof. If I put a roof on my house and it collapses in, then it's on me.
Yeah.
But like they're overregulated. He agrees that like, this is you're talking to the guy who put all that in place or is keeping it in place, not doing anything to change it, signs every bill that hits his desk. So you really think he's changing, or do you think he's just trying to soften his image because he wants to be president? And he is definitely one of those people who wants to be president for no other reason to say, I'm giving you some president.
Yeah.
He's just a greaseball. I can't stand him. He's a sleazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, but I do think it's cool that Bill Maher actually went, and a guy who literally wished that the country would go into a recession so that Trump wouldn't get reelected was willing to actually go talk to him. Which should tell people a lot of things. If you can't stand somebody and they're willing to talk, then talk to them.
Yeah.
Now, if it's one of these crazy blue hairs, they're just going to scream at you because they've drank every ounce of Kool-Aid and then ate the wrapper it came in, then yeah, you're not going to be able to talk to somebody like that.
Yeah, I think I applaud him. What I thought was weird is the first time he was invited to the White House.
That was definitely weird.
Like all the money he's probably put in, all the press he's done for the Democrats, and not one Democrat president's ever. Obama didn't ask him to come. Clinton didn't ask him to come. I think that's when he started his show. I think it was politically incorrect or something, whatever, when he first started. Biden didn't ask him to come. Of course, Biden wasn't going to ask anybody who, would say that he wasn't.
I don't think this
capable.
really applies to Republicans as a whole, even a little. Trump's a pretty loyal person. So if you're loyal to him, he's loyal to you.
But he's also a very forgiving person. Like
Yes.
if you say
He
something
doesn't
bad
hold
about Trump and
grudges.
he doesn't like it, but then you go meet him and you say he's good, you're totally forgiven.
Yeah, but I don't think Democrats are very loyal. They
No.
use people. I think Republicans do too.
Well, I think everybody uses people.
But I
That's just
think-
a human trait.
No, but like that's why he hasn't been invited to the White House.
Yeah.
Because like, hey, thanks for saying nice shit about me. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Here's a
He
free
really hasn't
hat.
said that many nice things. Like he said nice things. Like he said
He's
common sense
anti-woke.
things.
He's never been nice or pro-Trump at all.
No,
ever.
he's hated Trump. He's called Trump Hitler, like Hitler-esque, many a times.
He got sued by Trump because he compared Trump's hair to like a chimpanzee or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And then said he'd pay like $5 million to the charity of his choice if he could prove he didn't have any like chimpanzee in his bloodline or something.
That's kind of funny though.
But the fact that even like after with all the bad blood that Trump was like, yeah, bring him on. I mean, he'll literally talk to him, but he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I like about Trump.
Yeah.
Who's your winner, Kevin?
Just the border policies. Border crossings are down 94% since Trump's been in office. And like I'm sure everybody who listens to the show, but I mean, it's Biden said he couldn't do it, because he had to have Congress do it. But Trump has just proven that Congress is not needed to secure a border.
Well, the funny thing is they kept saying that, even though you could look back during the Trump administration, know that was a lie.
Yeah.
And his numbers are the lowest in recorded history.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's just, a little bit here or there. No, they're the lowest in human recorded history.
Well, not human recorded history.
Yes. Of the United States. Since
Okay,
humans
that's
have
better
recording
because
history. It still works.
I don't remember the Bible talking about border crossings
Still works.
or whatever. I mean, the Babylonians. But, yep, that's our winners and losers. Let's go to Trump Truth.
Let's see.
Which is
Trump
what you do.
Truth.
That's how you're
What I say is what I say.
short and sweet this week. It's Liberation Day in America. That was my Trump Truth.
What I say is what I say.
Liberation Day was yesterday, by the way.
It was. Let's go ahead and roll into the Doge update of the week.
Of course there's some wasteful spending, but you don't use a meat axe and cut everything.
And then you'll notice there's a strange trend here where how many Social Security numbers were issued. Do you want to?
Yeah, so let me tell you what happened here. We started at the top of the system.
You want to talk about louder, maybe?
We started at the top of the system, mapping the whole system of Social Security to understand where all the fraud was. And there's a lot of great people there that showed us really a lot of waste. And so that came up with a big list of stuff they're working on. You've heard some of that already, but this is what jumped out at us. When we saw these numbers, we were like, what is this? In 21, you see 270,000 people, goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24. These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah, just this literally blew us away. Like, we went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident. And this isn't political, by the way. My parents are immigrants. Yeah, this country's been great to us. My brother and sister all born in Spain. I'm pro-legal immigration. This is not political. This is not political. This is about America and the future of America.
Future of America.
I mean, it's just crazy.
I wonder how much he was getting paid for the Social Security numbers. I think he's been arrested.
I think that's part of it, and I also believe it's just for voting rights.
Yeah.
So, because people have to cheat to win.
Not naming any names, just saying.
All right, well, happenings of the week, buddy.
Oh.
What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening? What is happening?
71 days in, now 72 days. I asked you, are you better off than you were 72 days ago economically? I asked that question. Ask it to your friends.
Who can
are
judge?
they better off economically? Well,
72 days.
I don't see how they could be because prices are up.
It's only been
stock
72
market's
days.
down, the risk of recession is climbing. Consumer confidence is in the gutter. 401k plans
fuel costs are coming down.
Losing value.
Egg costs are coming down.
Are you better off than you were 72 days ago under this president's leadership on the verge of his so-called Liberation Day that's going to drive prices up even more? And he's doubling down on tax cuts for the rich. He wants an economy that works for him, his billionaire donors, his powerful special interests.
Oh, by the way, this is all 25 hours of a
people who are
speech.
struggling to get by.
Oh,
and
good.
A lot of the
Okay, I'm going to go to bed.
on,
So we're gonna be off
for
for
their
a
health
minute.
care, like for their Social
Was
Security.
this part of it?
He wants an economy
Yes.
where the richest people get the biggest tax cuts, where the largest corporations
This
they
was
may get to
the
skip out on
shortest
taxes altogether.
snippet of his bullshit.
And we're hardworking Americans
part
are
of the
getting crushed
26
by
hours
rising
of
food
Cory
prices
Booker.
and rising rents.
Yes.
This idea
This
that might
wasn't like a
trickle down.
filibuster against a
Can we just
bill.
stop
or-
it? I don't really give a
We
shit.
know it doesn't work.
It's almost done.
Okay.
I just wanted to give an example.
But I mean, Cory Booker, I mean, I don't understand how it's a filibuster when they weren't voting on anything.
It wasn't a filibuster. It was an asshole. And I don't know how you have to stay. I would literally would have gotten up and walked out.
Like, I don't get what the fuck.
I wouldn't have came back until he was done because it's not like he was up there talking for 25 hours straight. Someone would ask him a question and then he'd just stand there. Or somebody would like take over for him. And it was literally just virtue signaling bullshit. Like
There was
there's
just
some
bitch about
assholes-
Trump. Like, I don't understand what was for because it wasn't about anything. I mean, other than talking bullshit out of your ass. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was nonsensical bullshit. And I think Luntz, that pollster, came out and said, this is life-changing or historical change. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
It's
Anybody
fucking-
listen to
it's
his
nothing.
rambling bullshit?
If he had a point, like he was trying to block a bill or something.
All I know, and I may have, if I was a senator, may get kicked out. I don't care if I had to stay for that shit or not. As soon as that dude went over 10 minutes, I would leave.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're just talking a bunch of shit. I'm out. So yeah, Cory Booker's a loser. That was just a pure, huge waste of time.
I want some of that maternity leave because I'm about to make a giant mud baby in the bathroom.
Yeah. It's like, well, gotta take the kids. I gotta take the kids. Browns to Super Bowl. I'm out.
Yeah. I
But
gotta take the
fucking-
kids to the pool.
Yeah. But like I think the whole point of a filibuster is to delay a bill and possibly try to change somebody's mind. I know the last, and I couldn't remember if it was for or against segregation, but the record he broke, that's what it was about.
Yeah, Strom Thurmond, I think.
And I'm not sure if he was for or against.
I think he was 4, so I don't think that's...
If it was a Democrat, I'm assuming it was for.
Yeah.
I beat my own colleague's record back in the day when he was talking about keeping segregation.
Right.
But he was talking about a bill. Like, that was just a huge load of bullshit. I can't stand that dude.
Yeah, me neither.
Or the people that vote for him.
You have video of this too, the track meet stabbing.
Oh yeah, when Austin Metcalf. Yeah, we'll play this. This is his brother talking.
There was
about it.
This kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw. And I tried to help him, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like that man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid.
So, from my understanding, this is at a track meet. I don't know if it was a rain delay.
Yeah, I don't know much about the story.
But for whatever reason, I think it was some type of weather delay, I think. But what I know for sure is there was a tent set up for every school. So if you went to like our high school, North Scott, you have a North Scott tent, and all the North Scott track members went to that tent. And apparently it's not like this kid was, I don't know his name, I didn't give a shit to know some rando who stabs people's in the chest name, but he was over in their tent, and if he was over there like shooting the shit with somebody like, "Hey man, so it's last meet," blah, I don't think it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, this guy was over in the tent and not in his own school's tent. He wouldn't leave, and it kind of seems like he went over there to start an altercation, because why else would you be there?
Yep.
Now, a defense attorney might say, well, it was raining, so he just went to the first tent. I'm like, doesn't matter. There's tents set up for every team. Why weren't you there? And then why did it end? Why in the hell did you have a knife on you at a track meet?
Yeah.
Now, the kid that did it, he's got pictures of himself on Facebook, flashing gang signs, holding up an AK-47. So, I mean, I don't know if he was a gangbanger or not, but to me, if you go somewhere where you're not supposed to be, because there's designated areas for every team, and it results in the death of somebody, that kid talking, that's his twin brother. His brother died in his arms.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That, to me, feels like you went over to instigate something. One, why do you have a knife at a track meet? Okay, doesn't make much sense. And two, you go to an area where an altercation starts that ends in the death of somebody. I mean, I think they're going to try him as an adult, but it's a messed up situation. We were talking about this earlier about how it seems like Gen Z and a lot of younger people, arguably even into our generation, to where like back in the day, if you had a disagreement, you get in a fight, whoever won was right, and that was it. And I would say probably in our 20s, it seemed to be like if a guy lost, that's who's to say he's not coming back with a gun or something later. It just seems like people aren't in control of their emotions like they should be nowadays.
Yeah, agreed. And hold on, we got a question back towards where like 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So Jared must be watching the replay somehow. Like, you can buy a silencer in Texas without a stamp.
You cannot. Texas did pass that law, but it's held up in court right now. So right now you can't. That's the made here, stay here law. Because Texas, the federal government only can regulate intercommerce. So Texas is like, okay, well, if a product is sourced, manufactured, sold, and kept in Texas, then it doesn't apply to the federal government. Ergo, you don't need a tax stamp. Which I think if it makes it to Supreme Court, technically on the merits, they should win. That's not necessarily true because we have Supreme Court justices on both sides leanings that follow their
Yes, good, you got it.
Exactly. They follow their, like, emotions.
It's not
about
interpretation, it's emotional.
Yeah. It's like, no, you're there to see, and it's not even an interpretation of the Constitution. The Constitution is not overly wordy till you get farther down in it to where it's hard to understand. It's, is this constitutional or isn't? And if it's not, and this is interstate commerce, it's not. So technically this should stand, but no, currently you cannot. But that guy, that's why we were saying earlier, like, there's a problem with people not being able to emotionally cope with shit.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, if you get your ass kicked and you're pissed off about it, become a better fighter.
Exactly. Do you have anything to say about the Wisconsin Supreme Court election? The Democrat won. Weirdly, Democrat Supreme Court justice won by 10 points. The vote to have voter ID won by 16 points. So you would think.
I don't know much about the Democrat. Was he running, or he or she, them, or they running as a moderate? Or
no, she's super far left. But she's pro-abortion. So people were thinking like it was because she's so pro-abortion that.
Well, people love killing babies,
So people want voter ID, but they love killing babies.
Like, people's lust for killing babies is so strong that that's a hard thing to overcome, Kevin.
It really is.
So that could be it. It's like, well, you know what? I want voter ID, but I really love killing babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to vote for this and then vote for her.
Right. Let's talk about tariffs. It's a pretty big issue. Trump, he's doing reciprocal tariffs, which I think is the right way to go. Because people were just thinking he was just going to do either a 50% flat tariff on everybody or a 25% flat tariff on anybody. I think reciprocal tariffs are the way to go because if you move your tariffs down, we'll move ours down. I think that's a brilliant move. I think stock market doesn't look like it today, but no one expected it to. It was going to drop today because of tariffs, no matter what, because that's just the way the stock market works. But I think in the long run, this was a good move. I think it will actually make things cheaper in the U.S. And
I think
it's a good move for the world.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. All the people that are talking shit about this have no idea how tariffs work because the same people that are talking shit about it are talking about free trade. The free trade is not reciprocal.
No.
We were the number one. We still are technically by an ass hair. We were the number one economic powerhouse in the world after World War II. Japan and China were like way down there. So we're like, oh, we need to bring them into the fold. The reason why China is so powerful, don't really have a problem with Japan, even though they do kind of screw us on tariffs, going their way, is because of us. America, American jobs, American industries took it in the shorts because politicians put other countries before America to help them out because, well, we're doing so good, we should help them out, screw the middle class, which is why, and this might get a little ranty, I don't know, but which is why we have someone on the left bitches about the wealth distribution and how all the wealth or the wealth transfer and how all the wealth went to the top 1% and they screwed everybody below. Well, how that happens? By shipping everything overseas because the people still owning the countries, the distribution centers, the stores, all that stuff, pulling all this shit from other countries, not made by Americans, are still making that money while the other people are getting screwed. And our country became more of a service real estate style instead of manufacturing. If you do not have a strong manufacturing base in your country, you are not a strong country. And all you people freaking out need to realize that the reason why the stock market is, I wouldn't say tanking, but taking a hit right now is because what Trump did challenges the status quo. The status quo is what ran up $30 trillion in debt. The status quo is what is allowing China to catch up and eventually surpass us if something doesn't change economically in the future. That's why this is happening, because it's all based on the current stock market is based on a global market. Trump's moving us into a more U.S.-based market. So, yeah, if you were wanting to empty out your IRA account or whatever today, yeah, that would suck. Here's the thing. When the market's down, buy more. Don't sell.
Yeah.
I'm not a.
From what I've learned, and I'm not a financial advisor, but from what I've learned about the stock market is you want to buy as low as possible and sell as high as possible. I'm not sure if that's what you're supposed to do.
Put a whole lot of money into foreign investments.
Yeah, I just think that's what you're supposed to do, but I'm not like a genius or anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying though, because it's all.
Although I tend to think I'm buying things low, then they fall even. It never happens.
Just ask me. Just ask Kevin about stock tips. If you really want to throw money, instead of throwing it into a burn barrel, just get stock tips from Kevin. Dick.
I've made money. I've just maybe brought people in late. Or they don't do it right as I do it.
No, but I mean that's
because they have questions.
But it pisses me off because you know what I've heard a lot today? Free trade, free trade, free trade. We do not have free trade.
Everybody tariffs us. We just, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like if they don't want the tariffs because our tariffs are going to rock. There isn't a country on the planet that can win a tariff war, a trade war against the United States. Not even China, because China's economy is a lot shakier than people think. Every country called. Well, yeah, I'm sure they want to. Now, here's what I'm kind of wondering. I'm curious about is if this was a negotiation move.
I absolutely believe it was.
But he said, no, this is set. I wouldn't take him up. It's like, no, if you have a 25% tariff on our cars, we're going to have a 25% tariff on your cars.
I think that's what they're negotiating, to negotiate to drop their tariffs.
That's not a negotiation. They just need to do it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's why all these assholes that are bitching about this saying, we need free trade, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, obviously you're talking head. And I don't even know that much about it.
I got the charts here of some of the countries that are tariffing the shit out of us.
Canada tariffs the shit out of us. That's why they don't buy our cheese.
I just got to find it.
So you don't have it.
No,
I mean,
it's right here. I just got to get to it. Okay. Vietnam has a 90% tariff on all U.S. goods. Thailand has a 72% tariff on all U.S. goods. Cambodia, you motherfuckers, 97% tariff. 88% tariff from Sri Lanka. Let's go to the next one. 88% from Myanmar, Burma. 95% from Laos. 74% from Botswana. 93% from Madagascar. Fuck you, we made movies about you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. 99% from Lesotho. What the fuck is that? That's why you get nothing, Lesotho. Mauritius, 80%. Mauritius, I don't know. 73% from Liechtenstein. So, I mean, yeah. Fuck them.
Well, and that's why everyone's bitching it, because this is going to, well, the EU's like kicking back and forth on whether or not they want to, like Trump said, you know, you can either keep the status quo and weather it, or you can, what are they called? Be combative, I guess. Like you can go the China and Canada way, which Canada's going to end up going to get screwed. EU's kind of thinking that, but they just can't win. China's China's as big as they are. Their economy is hugely based on export. It's
on a fucking seesaw. I mean, it's very close from tipping.
Well, and everything's subsidized. So if you screw up their export, that's where they make all their money.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I should have sourced it, but I heard that Walmart told China that any product coming from them that are sold in their stores, they're going to have to cover the tariff.
Yeah.
They're like Walmart's not covering it. They're not passing it on to
customers. We're
going to
keep our price.
So like we're keeping our price, so you're going to have to take a hit on your end. And that's what people don't understand about tariffs. Like just because if there's a reciprocating tariff and like, so Thailand has a 96% tariff or whatever. That doesn't mean that your shit's going up 96% over here necessarily. It could technically,
yeah,
but people still want to sell their shit. So the importer could take the hit, the exporter could take the hit, the retailer could take the hit, or they could spread it out equally amongst them to where the consumer doesn't. It doesn't mean all the prices are going up, which it's all fear mongering and fear tactics. And like I said, I'm not a tariff or economic
will some
expert.
things go up in price? Yeah, of course they will. I mean,
some stuff, but
yeah, some stuff, not everything. But there will be things that go up in price, and it won't be a dramatic increase.
Hopefully,
like just
not
because it's
merch.
a 25% tariff does not mean, our shit doesn't go up in price.
Oh, I don't know. It might. I don't know where stuff goes from.
Our shit might go up in price.
It's made in the United States, but
yeah, we don't know, right? But we don't have control of the pricing completely. Like we
I
do
won't
have to
raise
make
our
a
price.
little bit of money. We don't make a lot of money off our shit, especially because no one buys it.
if our wholesale price goes up, I'm not going to up our price. So it doesn't
exactly.
matter.
So our shit will stay the same. We'll take the hit.
Yeah,
as long as you buy something, because right now, if you buy anything, that's more than we've got so far.
No way to be sad, Kevin. No, I just think that I think they should just do what is being told. Like, I know that there's a lot of, I know everybody thinks they're smarter than everybody. I know I'm not smarter than Trump and I'm not smarter than the people on his economic team, but I can understand a bit to where there's no such thing as free trade, that we have been getting screwed. Our farmers are getting screwed. There's a reason why we don't have manufacturing in this company or this country anymore. I know not having a strong manufacturing base, that is a national security thing. You have to have a strong manufacturing base. God forbid we ever were to get in a war. Who the hell do you think were making tanks and shit during World War II? It's not like we built tank manufacturing facilities. Ford, GM, they were making it on their lines. If you don't have a strong manufacturing base, you don't have strong steel mills, and you're relying on foreign countries for your steels or the
Clothing
stupid ass
companies decided
shit.
to make uniforms. I mean, there were other manufacturing companies that went from like doing cans to bullets. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah. But we're still not making masks, even though I think masks are stupid. We're still not making masks in the United States. We're still importing ingredients for basic drugs into the United States.
China has a huge hold on pharmaceutical.
Yeah, so that needs to change. So, yeah, I think.
There you go. More you know about tariffs. You learned it here. Are we correct? We don't know.
I'm pretty sure we are.
I think we are, but
if I'm wrong, prove me in the comments.
I think I saw somewhere Elon is leaving Doge in May.
He's going to leave Doge once he cuts $1 trillion. He's leaving.
I mean, this has done nothing but hurt him, really.
Yeah.
To where good on him. I mean, he's a patriot.
I think Tesla sales are down like 13% or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, in my defense, if he gave me $80,000, I want $120,000 that I could only spend on a Tesla, I would buy a Tesla. But right now, I can't afford one.
Yeah.
And I would not be buying a Cybertruck. Those things are fucking ugly.
They are ugly.
I don't care how fast they are. I would buy the Plaid, whatever the fucking sedan is.
Yeah, agreed. The Cybertrucks are ugly as shit. I would also buy a Tesla, though.
Yeah, sorry, Elon. Blade Runner was not that good of a movie. You 1,000% should not have made a car that was based off Blade Runner.
No shit.
Which is what he came out and said. Like,
I know.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
Agreed. No. We've talked about this for the last 3 weeks. District judges block more of Trump's agenda. Do you really want to keep going on this? Or should we just?
Other than the EPA guy said he was called into a committee and was saying, well, yeah, we're not going to stop because the judges don't have jurisdiction here.
Yeah.
They don't either. A district judge does not have nationwide jurisdiction. It has to do in that district with that case, and that's it. And they don't have to stop. Like I said, there is no. We've said before many times in the show that technically the legislative branch is the most powerful, ultimately the most powerful branch in the government. The judicial branch cannot run the executive branch.
No.
Neither can the legislative branch.
No, they're supposed to be
just
separate.
like they're all separate and all. They cannot do this. So, like I said, I would just pull a Jefferson and be like, okay, well, how are you going to stop me?
Yep.
And then just keep going, fight it out in courts. And once you win in court, then maybe we can stop doing what we're doing. But as far as these assholes putting these injunctions on all this shit, like, no, you're out of your wheelhouse, bub. We're going to keep doing what we're doing until we're proven wrong in court.
Agreed.
That's the way I would handle it.
I don't know much about this. You're going to talk about it. 4 cops in Harris County commit suicide, or some people might say Clinton.
Yeah, that one is, I saw it. I looked
Harris
into
County,
it.
Texas, right?
Yes, this is Houston area. Apparently, Harris County is one of the most corrupt counties in the country. And there was a law passed that the AG of Texas cannot investigate individual counties.
Why?
I don't know. That seems kind of weird and seems like the only role.
And what's the point of attorney general?
Apparently to sue the federal government, that's it. Because the only way that you can do investigations into a specific county is the governor has to make a special task force for it or tell the AG to do it, or the Senate has to like make a special session or, whatever, investigative committee to look into it. Which makes me, I don't care, I think Abbott did an okay job with like shipping illegals all around the country, even though I wasn't a huge fan of shipping illegals farther into the interior of the country. But I don't like Abbott. I voted against him in the last election in the primaries. And I will vote against him in the next primary. Now, if he's the only one on the ticket, then I'm going to vote for him. But
this guy just joining us at the end of the show.
Look at Mr. Hey, I'm done cleaning the broom closet. Didn't make any sense. What's up, Matt?
I can't hear you.
Can't
You
even
must be
hear
on
you.
mute. There you go.
Ah, so embarrassing for you.
I can't hear you.
No audio.
Why is your audio not on?
Jump out and jump back in. There's something wrong with your audio. You're still on it, so I can hear you. But I don't know. There's something weird about that because why would 4 cops kill themselves?
I don't know.
That's weird.
It was really like quick succession, right? Like then a week.
Yeah, like the only time that would happen is if you were doing something wrong and you're about to get caught, or you were about to expose something and you felt really bad about exposing it, so you Clintoned yourself.
No, yeah, that's Clinton yourself. I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't know. I didn't realize Harris County was so jacked up.
I didn't either. It's just weird how he shot himself in the back of the head.
I know. I mean, if you do Pilates,
yeah, I guess. Be the weird way of doing it. Very uncomfortable. You want to talk about Kash Patel? Oh yeah, Kash Patel's FBI recruiting is way up since he joined.
Yeah, apparently people want to be in the FBI when it doesn't have douchebag leaders and it's not highly politicized and they're just being cops.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We can hear you now.
No one else can now.
Nobody else can. They can now though.
Nobody else can hear me now?
They can hear you now.
Yay.
Yay. So
you missed everything.
I did miss everything.
Let's see here.
I did that on
check
purpose.
something. We're just into the happenings of the week, so
the EU is considering fining Musk $1 billion for disinformation that is on X.
$1 billion.
1 billion, not million.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
To where Elon Musk, that's quite the hit.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna jump out. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Goodbye.
What do you think about? I mean, the EU is so fucked up right now. I mean, the EU, the European Union.
Oh,
they have no freedom of speech. It's just like, how do they think Elon Musk should fucking regulate? I don't know if they if he can regulate from country to country, or is it just one global like thing? I mean, is it
on X?
I have no idea how it works. I mean, is it just one global like
No, there's got to be different things that he can censor and stuff on X, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because it's the internet.
Right?
I don't know.
So unless he fucking just stops X in these countries, and which fuck you.
That's a good thing to look up.
Like, I don't know how it works. I mean, can you censor things per country, I wonder? Well, why? I mean, I just don't feel like that's a thing that should happen.
It's unclear what X censor for. That is not what I typed in. Never mind.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know how things work. Which is maybe I should, but how am I supposed to know everything? You know, I know a lot of things. At least I bullshit about a lot of things. I don't know how X works.
Restrictions based on government requests. Twitter acts on complaints by third parties, including governments, to remove illegal content in accordance with the laws of the countries in which people use this service. It has the capability to withhold content from users in a specific country while keeping it available to the rest of the world based on valid legal demands or where content violates local laws.
Yeah, but what is disinformation? How do you know what disinformation is? I mean,
There's no such thing as disinformation. That's ever since some douchebag came up with my truth.
I know. It's a very broad word. All right. Yep. You guys need to talk about this or the female fencer.
Well, you got to hold on a second, Kevin. You can't just
the female fencer.
I am just dipping out. Josh and
I wonder where
the female fencer.
Yeah, let's talk about the fencing.
Sword fighting?
Did you hear about that?
It
was a regional fencing match, and
is it
just
a
like
dude?
everything in life, they allowed a guy to play, so this was how it kind of all went down. Kind of looked in like, that person, pretty sure that person's got a penis. So I'm gonna bow.
He's a dude. I know that's not. He's saying him. That guy's a dude.
Yeah, they said that she said she wouldn't play. This is the opponent coming up and asking. At first, I thought she was injured. She's like, "No,
you got a wee-wee."
I'm not. This is him telling her, "Well, they said that I could play."
I know.
You didn't hear about this?
No, I didn't.
He didn't want to fence a boy. He wants to look pretty.
It's like, fine, I'll take my sword and balls over here.
Good for her.
Yeah. The fucked up thing is the ref came up and kicked her out of the tournament.
Yeah, I don't know if she can come back ever.
Seriously?
No, she wasn't kicked out of fencing like the league.
No, I meant just this tournament.
No, I mean, you got kicked out of the tournament for taking the knee.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can jump forward. This is where the ref is like, so you're not going to play the person with two swords? You take your one sword and go over here. You're done.
She deserves a medal.
Why did they have a... I don't know anything
Why
about
was that
fencing.
so loud?
I don't know. I turned it down though at the end. Why do they have a... Comment below if you know. Why do fencers have a rope tied to them?
Keep them
In case they lunge too far. Oh, yeah.
Maybe you do have to stay within a certain amount, a certain
But
distance.
no, this is just another example. That person fenced as his biological sex with men,
Was not good.
switched to females.
What
and then he
kind
passed
of
some
what
shit.
kind of low self-esteem do you have to switch a sport just to dominate it as a different gender?
The funny thing is, I kind of feel like you have to have a certain amount of balls to even do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be a huge narcissist and totally self-serving in order to be like, you know what? I kind of suck playing against other dudes, so I'm going to strap on my tuckers and I'm going to go join the ladies team.
Exactly.
I just think that would be embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, I know we talk about this a lot because sadly it's in the news a lot, but seriously, what kind of man does that?
Very
obviously not one with other normal dude friends that would just make fun of you.
I would
horrendously.
I just think I don't know.
Are there times where men can wear dresses? Yes, but only when it's hilarious.
Or it's a toga party.
I'm not gonna lie. Those videos where the dude like is standing there waiting for his bride to be come up and they turn around and it's like his best man wearing a wedding dress.
Those are funny.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, those are funny.
So yeah, it's about the only.
Yeah, as a joke, it's fine.
But
otherwise, you're doing it as a sexual fantasy and it's not real.
You're just saying that because like 96% of all men that say they're female are fulfilling a sexual fantasy based on doctor studies. But I don't know.
Isn't there a movie at Disney, I don't think it was Disney, but Amanda Bynes like dressed up as a dude and joined the soccer team.
Maybe.
Channing Tatum was in it.
Well, do you remember Joanna Man?
Joanna Man, yeah.
Where he played in the WNBA?
Yeah.
And he dominated because that's what would happen.
It's like if LeBron put on a wig.
Yeah. Or even a bench player in the NBA would dominate in the WNBA.
I'm on the video.
So,
dog.
You know what? Yeah. And you want to know what comes from pretending that, taking that role and pretending that you're a boy?
What?
Hold on. Where is it?
Why are you sharing your screen?
Because
it is man.
Right,
I can't even remember where the hell this thing goes.
Why are you gay?
Hold on. Here we go. This is your beloved Amanda Bynes now. Then and now. It's like, oh, thanks.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Well, you saw that. Did you guys see that Nickelodeon special that came out?
No. Oh, the one about the children?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Well, and a lot of it comes back to the parents.
Yeah.
I mean, just like...
Well, I think almost like I would say probably like 75 to 80% of child actors in Hollywood are probably, go to be...
Matt, you're basically a child. Did you watch Josh and Drake when you were younger?
He just had a birthday. He's 18.
You're a man now.
Yeah. 30.
Did you watch Josh and Drake when you were younger?
Not really. I watched
you know who I'm talking
episode
about,
or two. I know exactly who you're talking about. I just never watched the show.
So is it?
That was a little bit after.
It was the fat one, right?
No, it was the skinny
one. The
skinny one was molested by a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And he
and then he blamed the fat dude, and like they're not friends anymore.
No, he didn't blame the fat dude.
He got mad at the fat dude
He
because
did.
fat dude didn't do anything.
It's like, why don't they come after you?
Because I was fat.
Like Amanda Bynes just passed her beautification license.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know if that's real or not.
You know what? That is 100% true. She looks like a beautician. Have you ever gone? You guys probably haven't. I unfortunately have had to go into what the hell is that beauty store?
I don't know.
Shit.
Why
It's
do you
over
go
by
into the
High
beauty
V.
store, Josh?
So the High V on 53rd and Davenport. It's
Mhm.
right down the road from
I
there. It's
definitely haven't been there. I don't know.
You haven't, but it's some music. It's some beauty store. They sell all, shampoos, all that shit, whatever. But there's always a person there that is selling makeup, and in every store, whether it be down here or up there, they look like clowns. So yes, I totally believe that Amanda Mines got a beauty certificate.
I mean, it is fucked up what Hollywood does to kids, though, and the way they treat kids and the abuse of kids. I mean, look at whatever his name, Justin Bieber. That dude.
Yeah. Well, he got Diddy. That's all Diddy's fault.
Rails after he
That's
got,
Diddy's fault.
Yeah, after Diddy.
he got a little too much lotion.
Well, that's his parents' fault. That's what happened to Drake. When his parents got divorced, his mom took over, and like his dad was always on set, always watching, didn't trust anybody because he was smart. And when the mom took over, I guess she didn't want to take a chance of like him losing his stuff or whatever. And that's when all the bad shit happened. And now he's a huge music star in Mexico.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he got in trouble for some shit, but now he's
He's like David Hasselhoff of Germany.
Basically. Except for he shipped him down to Mexico and they love him.
Who?
Does he sing Mexican
The guy who
songs?
played Drake.
Oh, and Drake and Josh.
He's a huge music star in Mexico.
Did not know that.
So like kind of had a happy
He's not
ending.
even Mexican.
He's not. He just
not Mexican.
knows how to pluck their heartstrings.
Does he sing in Spanish?
I would assume.
I don't know,
Maybe
man.
not.
Maybe he's part Spanish, or Hispanic or something.
No.
Maybe he thinks he is.
Well, you got anything else?
Anybody got anything else on?
You know what I would like? If you get a chance, comment below. What do you think would be the best day to have this kick-ass podcast? Is Fridays at 7:30 still the best time? Or would
And
we
right
can't
now,
do
our
it
schedules, for the most part, are open for any night.
at 7 o'clock, 7:30?
At 7 o'clock. It'll never be during the day.
If there's a better time for you, until we get a
7:30.
lot more likes,
7:30.
subscribes, comments, and shares, it's going to have to be after our real jobs.
Yeah.
But if there's a better day that works for you, we can do
Or
pretty
if
much
you just
anything.
buy enough of our shit, that would also help.
That might
We
be
have
good.
cool shit. Just saying. Josh has even made some shoes.
I have a problem.
He made some Lost Art of Common Sense shoes, so...
They're not available.
Pepper needs new shorts.
Well, if enough people ask for them, they could be.
Pepper
But no
needs
one
new shorts.
will. We
yeah.
may have a new sponsor here in a few months.
A couple weeks.
Saturday, 8 a.m. Yeah, no. I have a drinking problem.
Well, that is the first step, Kevin. That is the first step.
Yeah, I'm not going to say if we did the show on Saturday at 8 a.m., we wouldn't be drinking, which
No.
may be part of the drinking problem.
I might
But
just... Yeah. It's something that I have a hard time stopping. So, especially on a Saturday.
if you're trying to kill Kevin, that's a good way to say it.
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
It's horrendously
So,
insensitive.
yeah,
of you.
after the admitting part is where I
You're
have a
not gonna
problem.
start.
I can't... It's the stopping part.
Doing a
So-
podcast is like being at the airport. There is no uncouth time to start drinking.
Now, if you want to do it Saturday at 5 a.m., whatever, I would start drinking then. Or if it's every day at 5 a.m., then I would... no, we'd have to make a lot of money for me to not be drunk all the time.
But yeah, I don't think there was anything off the top of my head. Matt, you know anything that went on or caught your fancy? You've been too busy at work? Any sports news, buddy? You're a sports
Too busy
guy.
doing stuff. Iowa got a couple more kids from Drake. Speaking of
Yeah.
Drake.
So, hey, what'd you do for your birthday? Do anything?
So Friday night we went to a Mexican restaurant.
Did you wake up
It was the
the
house.
next morning with your face covered in glitter?
I did not. No.
You had a shitty birthday.
That was back in my 20s, and my early rebel days. Now I'm just like, hey, I'm going to a Mexican restaurant, have a couple margaritas, and I'm done.
Let's go out for a nightcap.
Nice.
No, I did that. Dad was there. He met a lot of people, so that was kind of cool. Saturday, I kind of just watched movies and TV. It was a really boring day.
Yeah, every birthday I have anymore is a boring day.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't do shit.
Yeah, I haven't done shit for my birthday in a long time.
Yeah, I just sat around, watched a couple movies, watched some TV shows, got caught up on the new Daredevil show.
I saw the first episode. I haven't got any farther than that.
That's great. I
Was
love
it?
that show.
Is
Yeah,
it
I
done?
was.
Is it
I was
done with
really
6
scared.
episodes?
No,
So they're
no,
going.
it's still got more.
I was looking forward. I was looking forward to him going into the MCU actual theatrical universe until Disney bankrupted itself with Snow White. So,
Good lord! Oh, that was another thing. Yeah, that would have been my.
Did you see it?
Loser. My loser.
Yeah, do you have loser
I
and winner?
didn't see it. I don't have a winner, but my loser is Rachel Zegler, who played Snow White.
Which is
She
funny
just
because
she just sucks.
See, he knows. You totally watched
said
it.
you watched it.
Yeah.
No, I did not watch it.
You were probably one of the 3 people in the movie theater with Zegler.
No, it was my cousin's. It was my cousin's daughter.
Oh, that's who you went to see
She
it
went
with?
to see it. Yes, that is who I went and saw.
Did she come back crying?
No, but she couldn't remember anything about the movie because she fell asleep.
God, that's.
She fell asleep like halfway through it.
Did you show that video last week where she was by herself? Yeah.
Oh, the crazy laugh.
Yeah, Rachel Zegler. I think you did, didn't
Yeah.
you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Did
if
you have another
there's any
video, or
content,
do
like
you
if
have-
there's any subjects or anything you guys are interested in us talking about and getting the common sense take on it.
Yeah, we'll talk about anything really.
You want more gun content?
Anything that's not
Conspiracy theory content?
super racist.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Like
That's exactly how we're gonna roll.
yeah. Like,
I
we'll
am
talk
thinking
about
of doing
most
some actual like review style videos, like on some of the guns I showed. If my buddy will let me borrow them, to go out and get some footage out in the field, and then kind of run that, and then talk about it. But I might do that under our random reviews that nobody asked for, but you're getting them anyway.
It doesn't matter. We control the channel.
Yeah. I thought about doing movie reviews on another podcast, but I'm like,
You can do them here. I don't give a shit. Just log on, do them, and post them.
okay. See, America, you might get that. Movie reviews with Matt.
I'll start another studio, Matt's movie reviews. That way you can become
Yes.
like Critical Drinker, who becomes totally jaded and says that movies are crappy when they're not that crappy.
Yeah.
That
Except
guy
for
didn't like The
Smalls.
Beekeeper. That was a great movie.
I loved The Beekeeper.
Beekeeper? That was good.
What was the movie?
Who didn't like Beekeeper?
The Critical Drinker.
You were talking about what was it, Geostorm?
Yeah, Geostorm was surprisingly a good movie.
Yeah, the Gerard Butler one.
Yeah, where you had to go to space
Horrible
and they had the
reviews
whole
on
climate thing.
Rotten Tomatoes. It didn't get
That's 'cause it
bad
had
on
to do with
IMDb, but
I
IMDb.
like Gerard Butler. I think he does.
Yeah, he's
Like
once
him
you
and
get
Jason-
by the bullshit, like like you have the climate bullshit, I thought that was a good movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
yeah.
I thought.
I think critics
liked-
didn't because it was about the climate and it was.
I mean, not as much as I enjoyed the documentary Moonfall, but
Yes. Moonfall was a great movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
yeah, I've just
Explains everything
noticed, and like
very
maybe
well.
because movies have been so shitty lately that like our standards have gone down. But like, and you guys were talking about it too, how that one movie looked dumb with Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah, The Electric State.
I thought that was. I didn't think that was.
I
that
thought
bad.
I
it
haven't
looked dumb.
watched it yet. I
No,
haven't
I
watched
said
it
I
yet.
heard it was dumb. But I watched it. And
I'm
I
not
thought
gonna
it was
lie, I
actually
like it.
pretty
I'm gonna
good.
watch it again.
I thought it was pretty good.
Did you? Oh,
was
yeah. You
creative. I
still need
liked
to
it.
watch it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
I just think some people look at like if you're a movie critic,
They
and
tried
you're
to find
looking
plot
for,
holes and all that bullshit. Like, of course, there's plot holes. You can find it. It's about robots fighting humans.
there are very few movies as cinematically perfect as Killer Clowns from Outer Space, or any
that was
Evil
a documentary,
Dead movie
as we've
starring...
proven.
What?
That was a documentary, as we've proven.
Yes. So any documentary like that, or any movie with Bruce Campbell in it,
or the movie that based on a
Cinematic
true
Gold.
story called Armageddon. That was great. It was classic.
What?
Armageddon.
And you
Based
want
on
to
true
start
story.
a movie review channel?
I don't know if I've ever
Being
heard
facetious.
of this.
Being facetious, dick.
The Cult of Mother God.
Is that a movie? Is that another horrendously inappropriate movie, like you said last time?
Oh my god! I remember that.
Yeah.
Cult of
So.
Mother God. Probably it sounds like it.
Yeah, do not. I don't know if you should look it up. You're going to get on a watch list.
I already am. I mean,
Something horrendously inappropriate.
oh, look at that. Love Has Won, The Cult of Mother God, 2023 television documentary series, directed and produced by Hannah Olsen. Explores the life and death of Amy Carlson, the leader of Love Has Won.
I love watching documentaries on cults.
Yeah, they're good. I just watched one last night on the Zodiac. Said my name is Zodiac. It's
That's a
pretty
good movie.
Zodiac is a good movie, but My Name is Zodiac explores David Lee Allen and how he probably was the Zodiac killer. And it was like kids he kind of raised.
Yeah.
And how it was coincidence when he was in certain places, he brought the kids there. And it just seemed like he used them as a shield, like the cops pulled him over. Oh, these are my kids.
Probably.
So, but they weren't his kids. They're like not even stepkids. He was just like with a family, like, I don't know, just visiting. I don't know. It's weird. You really gotta watch it. It's pretty good.
I just know that I know we talk about politics a lot, but me and Kevin are both enthralled in politics. Matt, not so much because he's smarter than us. But no, like if there's any topics or anything that you want to talk about or be a guest on the show about, go to lostcommon.com and send us a request.
Yeah, especially for guests.
Contact us.
Yeah, sometimes we may not get back to you right away because we get some spams.
No, here's what happens. Kevin goes through and just deletes shit and never reads it. So then I have to go to
everything's fucking spam.
I have to dig through the trash and find it, but I will find it. Now, sometimes we don't really understand why people want to be guests on the show, and it turns out they are real people who want to be guests on the show. like the RNC chair of Florida.
Actually have 1 million followers.
Yeah, people that have like representatives like asking for them to be guests.
We had the RNC chair of Florida who wanted to be on the show. Then I guess he watched a couple episodes and changed his mind.
Yeah, because we're like, be on our show. But I mean,
I started being.
He was the chair when they had the Chad ballot. So, I mean, I was going to ask him a lot about that. Like, how'd you
let's
fuck
talk
that
about
up?
Chads.
How'd you almost lose Florida
and now like that dude's a Chad
to Al Gore? Just saying.
I remember that. I was in 6th grade.
I don't know if I want to.
Review the wild and wonderful whites of West Virginia.
I kind of feel like you may be a bad influence.
You know what is white, though? The white slur of the week!
What's a honky?
Brought to you by Tuckers. Ladies, are you tired of having to say eyes up here due to that unsightly dome-shaped bulge in your crotchal region? Then Tuckers is the feminine underwear for you. Their patented she-shaft shackle, conveniently located in the frontal gooch area, ensures a secure bulge-free fit. Made of 100% recycled garbage from the streets of San Francisco, not only will that pesky moose knuckle be comfortably transformed into a true Arabian camel toe, you'll also be overtaken by that self-gratifying feeling knowing that you're helping clean up one of America's not-so-pretty-anymore cities. Tuckers. Don't let that pesky penis ruin your girl's night out. That's Tuckers, the ultimate cucumber elastic restraint system. Use promo code Buffalo Bill for 10% off your first order.
10. The white slur of the week is buckets. You're not just pale, you're a bucket. So fuck it.
What's a honky?
So I just want to let people know that we are running out of white slurs.
And it's been a couple weeks.
What we're
I'm
trying to look for is white slurs that don't have to do anything with another race. So it just has to be about just white people. So
Sorry, we only talk trash about other whites on this channel.
yeah. And I'm just saying we've done, I don't know how many episodes we've done this season.
I think we've been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah, so we've probably done 60, 70 episodes of White Slur of the Week, and we have not been flagged or banned from any platform for a white slur.
Because of that, for that.
Yeah, what we have been doing is a social experiment to see if anybody gives a shit about dropping a bunch of white slurs on the internet. And turns out they don't.
They do not. They could care fucking less. So our experiment is about done because it's just getting harder and harder to find a white slur. So if you have one, send it. Again, it can't include another race. It just has to be about white.
You know what we might do? It's up to Matt. We might have to do one of Matt's random movie reviews as a segment.
Ooh. Good. Do a movie a week.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Same
Matt's
sponsor,
movie
though.
review.
That sponsor is very
That
committed to the
sponsor's
show.
always going to be there.
I need to find some. They're very pushy. Tucker's doesn't take no bullshit.
If Matt was a true, like a true patriot and a true patron of the show, he would do a movie review of a movie we request him to watch.
I'll do it. I have no problem. I will watch any movie anytime.
Perfect.
I should not have said that.
No,
I said
no
it, so
porn.
no takebacks.
Well,
no porn.
anything other than porn.
Matt's opening movie review is going to be Debbie Does Dallas. The cinematography was a little shoddy, but the angle work was quite.
What was
nice.
that first one?
And the finish was-
What was that one movie where the cross dressers went to Vegas or something? Didn't it have like
What?
it had like Kurt, whatever his name, Kurt Russell in it, and like a couple other actors, and they were transvestite.
Cross trannies going to Vegas and Kurt Russell was in it.
Yeah.
Do you want us to do an episode like about Jews?
Or a review on
Jews.
A review on Jews? 3 out of 5 stars? I don't know.
I mean, they did give up Jesus to Pontius Pilate.
That's why 1 star is gone. 3 out of 6. There's a 6-point star for the flag.
Don't they have enough nights?
Oh,
we're not doing Jewish slurs.
Yeah, we can't do religion.
We're not Jewish.
Yeah, so it's just a slur then.
Ooh, you know what I could do is look up Polish slurs.
Oh, you are Polish.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's any Catholic slurs, I'll do a Catholic one.
And you're German, so a
also,
lot of those slurs probably came from you.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I'll read them in a very German accent.
I do know this: if you are not Polish, it is not polite to call another Polish person Polak. My brother said that to a person he bought a car from, and he informed him, because this guy was Polish. Like, I don't know why when people hear our last name, which is horrendously Polish sounding, they start speaking Polish to us. I'm like, yeah.
How the fuck do you speak Polish? Just dumb?
See, I think...
Boom!
That's
Polish joke.
But apparently Polak is the equivalent of the N-word in Polish.
Really?
In Poland. Yes, it's horrendously offensive. So
I did not know that.
Just if you're calling a Polish person a Polak, you're dropping the N-bomb in Poland.
See?
Ooh.
So
maybe fuck
you
yourself.
Polish people took your word back.
You know what I could do is Polish joke of the week. I actually had a guy who worked
that's good.
for the federal government come up to me and say, and he got me good too. He's like, hey, man, do you ever watch the Discovery Channel? I'm like, yeah, I watch it all the time. I'm like, did you see that documentary on World War II? It was kind of more of like a documentary based on like German war strategy and everything. And they were discussing like, the initial invasion of Poland. And they ended up coming across all these papers that the generals wrote up on the battle plans. And it turns out the reason why they were able to take over Poland so fast is they marched their military in backwards. And all the Polacks thought that they were leaving. And that dude had me on the hook. All the way, I'm like, oh my God.
That's a pretty good Polish joke.
That's good.
And the funny thing is nobody thinks of like Polish jokes as like racist jokes, but technically they are. But I thought it was hilarious and I laughed super hard at it.
Well, if a joke's funny, it's funny.
It was funny because he had me. I was like, oh, really? Oh.
I'm not going to repeat a lot of jokes unless somebody wants like of their race or culture want to repeat it on the show. But I mean,
are you trying to invite guests on the shows so they can say inappropriate jokes?
If they want,
somehow
they can.
Feel okay,
they can. We can't say it, but
Nobody
if
else
they do
see
it. If they do it, then it's fine.
But we might, you know what? We might do that. We might add Matt's movie review of the week.
Yeah, I think that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
Matt, have you
Polish
seen
joke
Killer
of the
Clowns
week.
from Outer Space?
I did a long time ago.
I feel like you need to rewatch that, and that's going to be your first movie review.
Yeah, once we've actually
help
if we've exhausted all the white slurs, and
I think we have.
I mean, Buckets was about as good as I could find.
Well, I see a lot of Polish jokes right here. We can do that.
I don't know. We'll think of something.
But you have to do it quick. Like you have to do like a quick review.
Yeah, and it can't be like it was good, it was bad. I want like a kind of a movie review.
Yeah.
Decent.
So, but yeah,
people talked.
I want to.
If
you want to start a movie review channel, you're going to test the waters on a segment
show.
on this show.
Yeah.
That's weekly movie review.
Yeah.
And your first one is going to be on Killer Clowns on Outer Space and how it's actually a documentary of world history.
Yeah. And somehow you do have to work
slightly altered.
And somehow you do have to work that in there.
As I sat down with my freshly popped popcorn to
what's
absorb the documentary known as The Lost Art or Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
This is a documentary.
I wonder if that's streaming anywhere.
I hope we have a movie made about us sometime.
Oh, it was made the year I was born.
Yeah, it was also incidentally made the year that the world ended.
So you were born the year the world ended.
Hey.
It might have been your fault. You might be the Antichrist.
Do you even exist?
Okay.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Hey, got a 81% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, you do need to watch this, Kevin. Have you seen this, Matt?
You know what we should do?
The 9/11 documentary.
You know what I will do? I'll watch
9/11?
this if we can. If we do it over the show.
See a couple.
What do you mean?
Like we did with the.
You want to do a live of the 9/11 documentary?
Like live me watching it with you guys.
That's going to be a couple shows or a
Oh
long
yeah,
ass.
no, we'll watch like an hour at a time.
Have you seen it, Matt?
It's like the Odyssey. What?
It's 4 hours long.
We can do 45 minutes at a time. Talk about it for 15, 20 minutes.
I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, we can do that. I downloaded it because I'm actually surprised it hasn't been deleted from the internet.
Because we talked through it, so I mean, there shouldn't be. We're going to talk through it, or stop it every 10 minutes, or I'll talk through it. Like this is bullshit. This is right. This seems interesting. You know, we'll do it, and we'll do it. Even if we do a half hour at a time, we can.
What do you think, Top, and all the other viewers not commenting? Do you think that doing a live reaction of Kevin watching the 9/11 documentary, which if you haven't seen, it's like 4 hours long. It's very interesting watch.
This is the only way I'm going to watch it. So you want me to watch it? This will be the way.
Just got to figure out how we're going to do it. If we're going to stream
What,
it.
that one or that Cheney movie?
No, this 9/11 one's, it's pretty weird. My buddy told me about it. I'm like, you're a conspiracy theory moron. And then I watched it because I had like 4 hours to kill watching roofers do stuff. So then I was like, oh my gosh.
See, if we were smart, and I don't know how to do this, is we could do we could record me record us watching the whole thing and break it into segments and just like then just do happenings of the week, then play that segment, we don't have to play it ourselves, but then half the show would be that segment. And
yeah, it's pretty easy, Kevin. You just switch from go live to record.
Well, I know, but you just have to you would have to piece it together. That's what I'm saying.
The only problem is I'd have to stream it from my computer. I don't think I'd be able to upload something that long.
Yeah, see. So
I don't know if I can keep it under 300.
We can do it a half hour at a time and do 8 shows of it.
I don't know. Might do that. It's interesting. I think more people should see it.
Yeah, I just don't think we could do a 4-hour show. I mean, we could. We've done it.
We've done a 6-hour
show. It would be
show.
a 6-hour show, actually, because we have to pause.
6-hour show.
And we get really drunk, and then Kevin
we do 2 hours constantly here, so.
No, that's true.
Just another 4 hours.
Now.
I would be drunk as shit by the end of it. See?
Yeah.
Top wants live reactions.
So he wasn't live, yeah.
Live reacts.
So I'm good with it. We can do it.
I mean, there's a whole reason
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Yep. Do it live.
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it.
So
Bucket.
Maybe.
Be a bucket.
No, we're not doing it next week. I have
No, I would say we'd probably do
I
this.
want to talk about protesters next week, so.
Did I stutter?
So I would say towards the end of the year, September, somewhere around there.
I don't know, but we're going to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Live reaction to the, what's it called? Pearl Harbor, or the 9/11. It's like the second Pearl Harbor 9/11 documentary or something. I downloaded it because, like I said, I cannot believe it's still up on YouTube.
Me neither.
Because and even if it's all bullshit, even if you believe it's all bullshit, it seems like anything that questions the narrative gets canceled or deleted off. I mean, our monkeypox episode, which is on Rumble, check it out, got removed from YouTube, and we got a hard strike on it.
Yeah, basically
everything we said was true.
Basically, it came from monkeypox to a dish on COVID.
It's like, hey, let's talk about monkeypox. Kevin's like, no, I want to say everything you can't say about COVID. And when we got our hard strike, I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm going to review this. Ah, shit. Yeah, we're not supposed to say anything.
We're not supposed to say any of this on YouTube. Yeah. So. Anybody have anything else that's in the news? Anything they want to talk about before we leave?
Trump was trying to sell Trump gold cards on.
I did see that. It has his face on it.
Yeah. So the $5 million is it $5 million?
I think so.
It's like a fast pass to citizenship, and Trump bought the first one, and then he was asking all the reporters if they wanted to buy one. You want to buy one? Are you anybody buying?
That is pretty good.
It's funny.
So
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Other than that, I think I'm good. You got anything, Matt?
I got nothing.
Thanks for jumping on, buddy. You jumped in at the perfect spot.
Yeah, right.
No problem.
Right
Yeah.
of the week.
Nobody can deliver the white slur of the week like you, buddy.
Yeah. So whatever happens, no matter what, you have to jump on in time to do Matt's movie review.
I will.
Otherwise, we won't.
Or otherwise, I'm just going to sit there till you get on here, and if it's 12 hours, 12 hours. People are just going to look at me waiting for you to jump on.
I would be interested. You know what, Matt? I'm going to make.
I don't need to be on camera to drink, Matt.
I'm going to make Matt watch all my favorite movies, and then I want to see what you think of my favorite movies. Yeah, that's what.
Are we going to be friends after this?
Maybe. I might think you're dumb. And I like some really stupid shit.
He does.
Yeah, killer clowns.
Whatever. Hey, was I wrong about Ron's Gone Wrong?
No, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a kid's movie, but it was funny.
Ron's Gone Wrong.
You haven't seen that?
It's on Disney.
Okay.
It's about a robot. It's like social media robot, and this one's all fucked up. And I'm pretty sure he's Polish or Czech or something.
Oh.
And this kid gets a broken one. He's all fucked up.
Is it like?
I want to break your reality.
I'm just telling you, I don't believe in reality. I think it's all simulation. So you can break whatever you want.
Check out Simulation Theory.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. I liked that episode.
I did too.
I love talking about non-political shit.
I do too.
We're always going to talk about
too.
political stuff and the happenings of the week
Because it's the main thing that's happening in the world.
Yeah, happenings of the week is like
It's
other
like-
than like teenagers murdering each other at track meets and stuff like that. It's mostly political. But if we could make the main topic about anything other than politics, that would be freaking awesome.
It'd be amazing.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because I hate politics, which is why
'Cause I
I'm
don't
going to
really
talk
pay
about
attention.
protesters next week.
Yeah.
Because you know how I feel about hippies,
I do know how you feel about hippies.
which is why I designed a shirt that says
Yeah, wear your
every
hippie
problem in your
Do you have
life
a hippie
you can
shirt?
blame
Do you
on a
have your
hippie.
shirt?
Huh?
Do you have a hippie shirt?
No, I need to order that one because I live by that. Every problem in your life can be tracked back and blamed to a hippie.
Yeah, don't blame me, blame a hippie. Isn't that what it is?
It's just blame a hippie.
Oh, just blame a hippie.
Every problem in your life, blame a hippie.
That makes sense.
And it's got Vietnam camo.
Yeah.
It all fits.
The dog trying to jump in my lap. Get out.
Yeah. You know why? Because of hippies.
Peanut butter.
Or peanut butter. Matt, what the fuck? Why did I pick Chucky?
It's not yet.
All right, everybody. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
I'm Matt.
And this was the Lost Art of Common Sense. Common Sense. Common Sense. Keep that vinyl spinning.
Peanut butter.
And remember, don't be boring, be a pirate.
And stay classy.
That's what she said.